All right. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. And shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. We out here once again to let the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans know that we're God's chosen people. We're the Israelites according to the Holy Bible. We come out week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom known as America, which is Babylon the Great according to the Holy Bible, and is ruled and ran by the so-called white man Esau Edom, which is the devil that the Bible speaks of. The brother could get Jeremiah 25:4, because the Lord constantly sends out his men to warn our people, to tell our people of the coming judgments that he's going to bring to the earth. You know, the Lord is serious about all the judgments that he's going to bring. That's why we're able to read in the Holy Scriptures everything that the Lord has done, and it checks out in you know, in the world. You know, it checks out in history. We're able to actually view it or see it or even visualize it in some way that this events actually took place. So when the Lord comes out, when the Lord sends his men to warn people of what's to come, the Lord is not playing. You know, it's actually gonna come to pass. That vision is not gonna tarry for long.
That's Jeremiah 25:4. And the Lord Yahweh sent unto you all his servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them.
Right, rising early and sending them. The Lord has given our people, Israel, ample amount of time to repent, to get themselves right, to hear the word, to actually learn and grow and have hope to be exempt from the coming judgments that he's going to bring on the earth. Because whether our people believe it or not, Jacob's trouble is coming. Whether our people believe it or not, Esau Edom is coming. The nukes are coming. The kingdom is coming. Yahweh Shai is coming back. You know, everything is going to be established in the order and in the time that the Lord has ordained for it. So he said he sent his prophets rising early and sending them, giving our people ample amount of enough time, us included, to get ourselves together. You know, another chapter.
This second Ezra 9, we'll start at verse 9. It says, then should they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully should dwell in torment.
Right, should dwell in torment, because the reality of Jacob's trouble is the Lord is not showing any more mercy. Mercy would be out of the door at that time period, you know? Now you have to deal with all the judgments of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai without him actually hearing you, without you actually having a chance at that grace period that he's giving you right now. Because as I played, it was a video of something that happened right here in Jackson, Mississippi last week. I believe it was Thursday morning. I believe it was Thursday morning that it happened, right around the corner from where we're standing right now. But basically, two Jakes, they were racing in Teslas early that morning, 12 o'clock, and one of the Jakes lost control of his car, and he crashed. I don't know exactly what he crashed into, but it burst into flames. And if you know about these electric vehicles, you know that the electric system, when it catches on fire, it needs a special chemical to put those fires out. You can look it up. And the fire departments, they're not equipped with the type of power to actually put those fires out. You know, I think it took like 30 to 40,000 gallons of water just to try to extinguish those fires. But basically, in the video, someone was in the apartment complex and they was recording the whole thing, and Jake was inside of the car burning alive, and he was screaming for his friend to help him. And his friend was doing everything he could, but he couldn't do nothing to put the fire out. And every time he got close, he was getting burned himself. And so basically, they was recording a video of Jake being burned alive, and that was judgment of the Heavenly Father. And the Jake that was burning was crying for help. He was screaming. It was screaming and gnashing the teeth, as the scriptures say. You know, like Yahweh Shai wasn't exaggerating when I think what it say, weeping and gnashing the teeth. Yahweh Shai wasn't exaggerating when he was saying that when the judgments come, it's going to be torment. The Israelite was being tormented. And more than likely that Jake, he wasn't trying to repent or turn back to the Heavenly Father because of the type of judgment that the Lord had brought upon him. You know, being burned alive, and everyone was hearing his screams, hearing his cry, but nobody was able to help him. And that's how it's gonna be during the time of Jacob's trouble. And he actually said it in the video. He was calling for his friend to help him, and his friend said, "I can't, bro." Basically, like, it's nothing I can do for you.
You think about it on the left-hand side, dealing with the elites of Esau, Edom, with their so-called NWO, their agenda is expect no mercy. So on the right-hand side, how much more, you know, Yahweh Bashim Arshad? According to Isaiah, the 10th chapter goes to about, oh, Syrian, the rod of my anger, the staff in their hands, my indignation, how the Lord's going to send upon 2/3 of our people who are considered as a hypocritical nation. And it's going to bring a harsh type of judgments. Because once you go to the word mercy, it goes into like compassionate treatment. So it's not going to be no type of compassionate treatment towards 2/3 of our people within this time of judgment, you know? All right, so back in 2nd Ezra 9 and 10, well, 9, it says, "Then should they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully should dwell in torments."
Right, see, and it said you're going to be in a pitiful case, you're going to be helpless. There's nothing that you can do to deliver yourself from the hands of the Lord. And that's why the scriptures say it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Lord, because you don't know exactly what the Lord will bring on you, and you don't know exactly how bad it would be, how much suffering you would take. You know, see, we understand Esau, Edom is controlled by the Lord, like the brother just said. O Assyrian, thou art the rod of my anger. You know, that's what Esau, Edom is. The Lord uses him to punish the nations, punish the world, punish Israel. But when you fall into the hands of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, he brings things to come upon you. It's a fearful thing, because the Lord, he controls everything.
Verse 10, "For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. And they that have loathed my law," and that loathe goes to by being like despised, you know. And it says, "While they had yet liberty," showing that this is that grace period right now for our people trying to get their acts right.
Yeah.
But, you know, but according to the prophecy, you know, as it says, 2 parts therein should be cut off and die. And it says, "And when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it."
Right. So you think about it, you got a lot of Jakes, and not specifically the person that was on the video, but just think about Jake that's still out here committing adultery, that's still in idolatry. You know, there's like the brother said, despising the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You can be doing that to this very day, and later on that day is when the judgment of the Lord come upon you. But you already knew better. You had the opportunity to change your ways just like everyone else did. You know, so with you despising the law of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, this is what's gonna come to you.
You think about like Jackson, this is a small city compared to these like major metropolitan type cities.
Right.
And you know that Jake probably came across a camp.
Yeah.
You know, he drove by. You know, he probably done scoff, you know what I'm saying? He might came across a video on YouTube, made a little like funny remark, a little scoffing remark. But wherever it was, we know that's the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Probably.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you probably even had a family member.
Yeah. For you to be screaming like that and catch that type of judgment, and on top of that, for it to be filmed, man, you know, that's some scary stuff right there.
The Lord wanted people to see
Yeah,
it.
that's right. What was the other one called?
I think it's Hebrews chapter 2. It's Hebrews 2. 2 and 1, I think. No, 1 and 1. It's like
This is the book of Hebrews 1 verse 1. And it says, "The Most High, who sundry times in a diverse manners spake in times past unto the fathers by the prophets."
right, just going back, emphasizing that point of the Lord sending his prophets, sending his men of the Lord to come and always prophesy to our people to let you know, hey, look, I see what y'all doing. You know, if it's for judgment's sake, I see what y'all doing. I'm not pleased with it. I got a judgment coming. You need to change your ways and repent, turn back to me. You know, and the Lord give our people ample amount of time to do it. But our people, like the brother just got the scriptures, when you had the liberty, when you had the opportunity, you loathed the law, you despised it. So now, when the Lord allows your judgment to come upon you and he broadcasts it, you know, this is one, it instills fear into everyone else, because now we take the Lord seriously. We understand the judgments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It's nothing to be played with. You know, and then to understand that it's levels to the Lord's judgment. We understand that the spirits don't die, but still the way you go out is a test. You know, that lets you know how the Lord, how he felt about you. You know, because like I said, there's levels to it, and we gonna get into that. That was it on that. You can get Bible shot Jeremiah 5 and start at verse 20. And then we're gonna read them down.
20. This is Jeremiah 5 verse 20. Declare this in the house of Jacob and publish it in Judah, saying, hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not.
Right.
Verse 22. Fear ye not me, said the Lord Yahweh, will ye not tremble in my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree?
Right. See, it said, fear ye not me. You know, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Our people, they don't have the fear that Yahweh Shem Yahushua within them. You know, they don't look at the Lord as the almighty power that can bring judgment for my wickedness. And I need to be trying to get myself together. That's what, and they show it in their actions. Because our people, they'll say they love the Lord, and they always talk about how God is love, but the Lord gets angry. The Lord gets jealous. The Lord gets angry. Those are emotions, you know. And he has certain emotions where he'll judge you for your actions because you're not living righteously. You know, our people always want to say, oh, you going to hell. You know, you going to hell. They thinking that at some point in your time, your life, when your life is finally done living your life, if you ain't live right, now you're going to go to hell and burn. But now the Lord can judge you the next day, you know. He can judge you while you sleep. It don't matter what time or what day, the Lord will bring judgment upon you. So our people, they don't have the mindset to fear the Lord at the present moment to change their life.
Got quick. This book of Psalm 7 and 11 says, the Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day.
Right, he judges the righteous, and he's continually angry with the wicked. The Lord is continually angry with this wicked empire, this wicked society, and how the people are living in it. You know, because they're, for the most part, this whole earth is governed in wickedness, and no one is crying except for the hopefully elect, except for the elect of the Lord. No one is crying out to uproot all the wickedness out of the earth. And the only way to uproot wickedness out of the earth is for Yahweh to return. But our people, they don't want Yahweh to return, because Yahweh, he's coming to establish the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven comes with standards. You know, it comes with a certain way of living. And it's going to come with a certain people being in authority. Our people don't want that idea. You know, so if you're not crying out for righteousness, the Lord, then you love the way this wicked world is governed. That's why the Lord said, put a mark on those who sigh and cry for all the abominations that's done in the midst thereof. So we sign and crying for all the abominations over the whole earth. And those are the ones that the Lord is going to exempt from judgment.
And how the scripture goes into, like, even like how the spirit like expresses itself, you know, making pretty much like prayers to the Heavenly Father. Intercession, yeah, you know. Like, you know, it just shows like we are really just vexed through the spirit. But in this society, it's like a free-for-all in wickedness. You can do anything what you want to do, however you want to do it. Everything just according to the flesh. Everything just pulls away toward the flesh, because it's a carnal society, you know. And everybody within our nation, especially the ones that don't have that spiritual eyesight, they all cater to the flesh. Because the God of this world, that's what he wants people to subscribe unto, you know. So with that mindset like that, that's why the Lord's going to trim off a lot of people, man. It's about to be a great ethnic cleansing within this world very soon.
The Lord finna increase his body count. And he said that throughout the whole scriptures, that how he finna go through wiping people out of off his earth. You know, because that's what a lot of people, they always say this is God's green earth. You know, you must forgot that the Lord wiped all the souls off the earth except 8 people. And this is the same God that we talk about that changes not.
So we're back in Jeremiah 5.
Luke 12, starting with 42. 5.
Okay. It's Jeremiah 5:22. All right, and it says, declare this in the house of Jacob, Jeremiah 5:20. Declare this in the house of Jacob and publish it in Judah, saying, hear not this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. Fear ye not me, said the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, will ye not tremble in my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by perpetual decree, that it cannot pass it. And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over. Verse 23, but this people have a revolted and rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone.
Right, they are revolted and gone, you know. You know how Jake in the word say, oh, he gone, you know. He too far gone. You don't even worry about it. That's how the Lord talking about our people. Like y'all too far indulged into Esau society to even think about turning back to me. You know, you don't respect me no more. That's the mindset of the average Israelite man, woman, and child. There is no sense of righteousness within you. You know, our people, we used to have a righteous sense, a lively spirit within us, to where we reverence the Lord, even if they didn't know the truth. They still have a reverence for Yahweh Shai. You used to see it in our grandparents, you know, great grandparents. They still had a reverence for the Lord. It just was a zeal for the Lord, but it wasn't according to knowledge. But now it's like our people, they lost their zeal.
Verse 24, neither say they in their heart, let us not fear the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, our power, that give it rain, both the former and the latter.
Right.
In his season, he reserved unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest. Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have withholden good things from you.
Right. See, our people, they don't consider this, that our ways, it withholds the things that we really want the most. You know, we want to live forever. We want immortality. You know, we want a righteous kingdom. Our people don't realize that, the only way to get there is to turn back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and that's the reason why they got to be destroyed. Because if it was up to the Lord waiting for the whole nation of Israel, we'll never get it. You know, the Lord's not finna do the same thing as he did with the first Exodus. So now, the plan is to get rid of the rebels, get rid of 2/3 of our people, and move with the remnant, which has always been the plan. But again, the deliverance is not gonna be like how you still got Jake that think the other nations can be saved, thinking Esau, Edom can be saved, and here it is, 2/3 of your people finna be destroyed because they don't even want to turn back to the Lord. So why would the Lord go and deal with a heathen? You know, it don't even make sense. That's the reason why Jacob's trouble is a thing.
It says right here, withholding good things from you. Because you see that what people in this nation in today's time always crying and protesting about no justice, no peace. But when you really come to the actuality of the scriptures, it shows you justice and peace. And how Yahushua is going to be the ultimate one that brings that upon our people within this world. You know? But our people want to continue to go to their oppressor and cry for no justice, no peace. You're going to the wrong power source. But at the end of the day, it's in Jake's spirit. They know something's not right within the society. You know, that's why they crying and protesting, but they're going about it the wrong manner. You know? All right, verse 26. For among my people are found wicked men, they lay wait, as he that setteth snares, they set a trap, they catch men.
And it said among his people, you know, you got the celebrities, the entertainers, your pastors, you know, your politicians. It's different levels to where just amongst our people alone, they're only out for self. And no matter what it takes, no matter how much money they get, you know, they gonna always choose that over our people, the welfare of our people. You know, that's why even now you got all this controversy about these rappers and what they did, or these entertainers and what they did to with Diddy and so TD Jakes, a very good example, and how they being exposed. But the men of the Lord have already been exposing them. How they been frauds, how they been in Esau, Edom. You got to sell out. Yahweh Shah said it many years ago, that if those that love this world, you're gonna basically sell out to this world. It warns you about these pastors, you know, not teaching you the truth. They stealing the word from you. They eating off of your ignorance, you know. But of course, the Lord is going to expose this place on all levels, because the scriptures say it. What is Isaiah 47? You know, Babylon is going to be exposed, so the inhabitants thereof, include Israel, going to be exposed along with it. But nevertheless, this don't take preeminence over the word, you know.
Real quick before you, this Jeremiah 2:8. The priests saying not, where is the Lord Yahweh? And they that handle the law knew me not. The pastors also transgress against me, and the prophets prophesy by Baal, and walk after these that do not profit.
Right, so the Lord let you know the leaders that y'all have right now that set up, they not from me. I didn't send them. I didn't give them that message, you know. I didn't tell you to prosper in this life, that I was going to give you money, you know, because that's all these pastors be doing. They feed our people these false hopes. Telling you peace and prosperity and safety is coming. All you have to do is continue to wait on the Lord. That's not the message of the Lord, because ultimately you can have these ideas in your mind and your ways are still the same. And the Lord would never look at you unless the Lord have mercy and wake you up, you know, and then turn you back into the righteous path, you know. But other than that, our people, they go to these churches, and 9 times out of 10 they come out worse than when they first started, you know. You better off not even going.
Jeremiah 28 verse 8, and it says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee are old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Right, and this is what we're doing. We coming in that same stead of prophesying of judgment, war, famine, death, all the thermonuclear missiles. You know, Yahweh and the angels coming back, destroying this place. This and the downfall of Babylon the Great, and these other nations, start with Esau, Edom, and 2/3 of our people. This is the lot that the Lord has put us in. You know, like the prophets before have prophesied the downfall of the wicked kingdoms and empires that was during their lifetime, or future empires, which again America was prophesied to. You know, but this is the stead we're in. This is the mindset we have. We know this kingdom is gonna fall, and we want to see it fall. You know, because all the abominations and the wickedness that's being done in the midst thereof, not only from Esau, Edom, but our own people. You know, you look at it, it's a shame that you were created an Edom. I mean, it's like you were created an Israelite, but you acting like the Edomites or worse. And this is the basis of the nation. This is the worst of the worst. And this is exactly who you modeled after. That's why you're going to get the same judgment as them.
That's right. And we say in Jeremiah how people have overpassed the deeds of the wicked.
Right. You doing more than what the Edomites doing. Now they sitting back and watching you take the forefront. Mm-hmm. They were created to be the wicked, and you trying to beat them at their own title.
That's right. Esau by nature, he's a mo, you know, but our people by being flamboyant like that, they're a flaming mo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They do it with style and things of that sort. You know, they stick out when they do it, because our people at the end of the day, we're the salt of the earth. Mm-hmm. So they do it on the left hand side with the wickedness.
Right. And that's the craziest thing, because the Israelite man, woman, and child was created to be furthest away from the Edomite man, woman, and child. And you got the other nations in between. But now it's like you right there, like the brother said, you going beyond the Edomites. You know, because that's why the Lord is so angry with our nation, because He created you to be the closest thing to righteousness on this earth, and you're the closest thing, or you are part of the closest thing to wickedness.
All right. So back in Jeremiah 5, jump back to verse 26, and it says, "For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait, as he that setteth snares. They set a trap. They catch men. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit.
Yeah.
Therefore they are become great and waxen rich.
Right.
They are waxen fat. They shine. Yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. Mm-hmm. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper in the right of the needy do not judge.
Right, so you acting just like the other nations. You're not speaking up for our people, and speaking up for them is, well, what I mean by speaking up, you're not trying to teach them the truth, true way back to their power, because our people, they realize that they don't have any power, like the brother said. Our people had that spirit. They know in their spirit that something is not right here. This place ain't right, and our people realize that they don't have no power. But that's why they go and protest. But you don't. You are set in a position to lead them in the right direction, and you leading them further away into the wrong direction. Because Edom was created to be against our people. Like the scriptures say, in the womb, they were created. We were created to be opposites and to be against each other. But you were created to lead our people to righteousness, and you being just like the you being just like the Edomites. You know, you really being worse than them. You know, because you were created opposite. You going opposite of what your intention designed to be, and that's why even the Lord said, when if I tell you to warn the wicked and he die in his wickedness, yeah, he gonna die, but it's gonna be a lot of blood on your hands too. And these pastors, you got a lot of blood on your hands. You just think about all these Israelites that the Lord judging, and it's gonna amplify more and more that the Lord is gonna judge for their wickedness. Yeah, they dying in their wickedness because they are wicked, but who is responsible for not telling them the truth? Especially when the truth has been out here for all of these years, and you supposed to know better. Like the Israelite like the Jake that just burned alive, and we seen the video not too long ago. Ain't no telling how that Jake was living his life, but we know that judgment that was the judgment of the Lord for him to die like that. You know, the Lord wouldn't just allow just any any righteous Israelite. Now we know the Lord allowed these other nations to deal with his men, and even our own people to deal with his men back in the ancient world, but he gonna avenge them for it. But he didn't just take him out like that, you know, just because, you know. Yeah. They had judgment behind it.
The Lord's so cold, he probably prolonged his spirit to stay within his body while he was going through that fire, man.
We don't know how long he was there, but when he started recording, you know, it was already blazed up. Yeah. And the video is over a minute long. I think it's like 2 minutes long, so ain't no telling how long it felt to him and how long it actually was.
This Micah 3:1, and I said, "Here I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. Is it not for you to know judgment, who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them, and their flesh from off their bones?"
Right. Is it not for you to know judgment? See, you're supposed to know right from wrong. You're supposed to be the man that everyone looks up to lead them to the shepherd. You know, but basically you eating off of their ignorance. You already know my people are a lost sheep. You know, Yahweh Shai seen that he was a lost sheep. He is the good shepherd. But when you got these pastors, these leaders, and even these celebrities of this world, you know, you leading our people right down the same path that caused them to go into judgment in the first place, that caused them to be judged in the first place. So you're not doing any better than these other nations. These other nations, they were designed to be against us and to lead us far away from our power. They understood it. Now, these pastors, these leaders, you understand that, but because of your position and because of your desire to still have a convenient and comfortable life in this society, you willing to eat off your own people just like these other nations for your benefit and welfare. And you finna be destroyed for it.
You think about it, like our people, like really the only nation compared to these other nations have like celebrities, like mega churches of pastors, yep, or athletes standing in the forefront as our so-called leaders. Mm-hmm. These other nations don't have that. You know, so you think about it in a sense, man.
Joe Biden wasn't no celebrity.
Right.
You know, he wasn't no pastor or anything that everyone looked up to. But here it was, like you said, T.D. Jakes. He was a so-called black pastor that you had all the millions of Israelites looked up to, you know, and even some of the the brothers did at one point until he woke up, you know, and now look at him.
It says Micah 3:2, who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them, and their flesh from off their bones.
And then on top of that, when the truth finally did start coming out, and a lot of your you knew your congregation was hearing it. You know, Esau Edom, he controlling you, so he telling you to speak against the truth. You understand that what's being said is true. You know it's true. You done did research. You done heard about it, and you still go against the grain. You know, you still going because you really fighting against Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We just the messengers. We just the men. You know, we just like the scriptures say, the Lord sent the prophets. So really, we just the mouthpiece of the Lord. We in our lot, and you in your lot, but you going against the grain. You going against the Lord.
Verse 3, who also eat the flesh of my people and flay their skin from off them, and they break their bones and chop them in pieces, as for the pot and as flesh within the cauldron. So you think about like these, so it just even like really, it's really talking about like these ones of our people know they are Israelites. You know, they come in the stead as they men of the Lord, but they really pushing our people out further away from Yahweh B'Shem Shah. By saying like the name's not important. Like how more critical that we should know the names of Yahweh Shah in this day and time. When it's supposed to be, Lord willing, the hopeful year of the Jacob's Trouble. You know, you think about how they telling them like how the chip and things of that sort, it's not the MOTV. Like you further taking that flesh from off our people, making them comfortable within the society. So when Esau comes down with that great wrath, our people will feel like, okay, is it okay for us to get it now?
Yep.
Because you think about Nate, he was the same one pushing about the Maxine. You know, so how much more he's going to do that when MOTB be implemented within the society? You know.
And then too, like you said, you still got camps telling Jake that all the nations can be saved, Esau can be saved. So during the time of Jacob's trouble, guess what? You're gonna have those same Israelites believing that Edomites gonna be on their side, and they're gonna be fought. They're gonna be being led right to a trap, you know, and be destroyed during Jacob's trouble because of your teaching, like the brother said.
Right. Right. And they show you in that movie, Leave the World Behind. You know, it really goes into like Second Ezra, I think like the 15 to 16 chapter, how the neighbors not gonna regard one another.
Yep.
So Esau gonna be looking out for himself and his family in that day of time. Esau gonna be thinking about you trying to be saved or something like that. You know? All right, so verse 4. Then should they cry unto the Lord Yahweh, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them at that time,
Right.
as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings.
Right. So Lord, everything that we doing has been recorded. You know, the Lord seeing all our actions, and it was an Israelite woman. She was of the northern kingdom. She had a dream. I don't know exactly when, but basically in the dream, she said that she seen Yahweh Shai, she seen the gates, and she seen a long line of people, and everybody was basically being judged. And when it got to her, Yahweh Shai said she was permitted to go inside. But when it got to her kids and her auntie, Yahweh Shai said it is not permitted to them to go. And she begged, she said in the dream, she was begging Yahweh Shai, begging him to let them in. And then he was like, no, it's for you, but not for them. And she asked him why. And he had said to her, you didn't see what I saw. You know, you didn't see how they behaved and what they were doing behind closed doors. But I saw everything. So the Lord, he's going to judge a lot of people for all their actions. And it's not even on surface level, or the mindsets you have, the ideology. And like the brother said too, there's a lot of Israelites that's supposed to know better. Because like this, what the brother gonna get in Luke 12, you got Israelites that they're supposed to know better. Yahweh Shai gonna deal with you far worse than he did with Jake that don't know better. And we see judgment of the Lord that he bring on 2/3 of our people. We ain't in no position to say it's light.
What you want, Luke 12?
Yeah. Luke 12, starting at 41. Then the point in 48 and 49. You read 48, 49, both pages.
This is Luke chapter 12. I'm gonna start at verse. We start at 34. It said for verse. I'm gonna read verse 34 in the NLT. Luke 12 and 34. Where your treasures is, there the desires of your heart will also be.
Right. See, whatever you treasure, that's what your mind is gonna be set on. And so we treasure our power now. We treasure Yahweh, Yahweh Shah. So now we're gonna set our mind on everything that he requires of us. Now we want to live according to his ways and to his standards. Because in all of that comes with a reward. It comes with a certain way of living. It comes with certain sufferings. You know, it comes with patience. But it comes with hope as well. You know, and that's something that a lot of our people, 2/3, but also too, a lot of Israelites that's supposed to know that they don't have. You know.
This is saying Second Corinthians, the 4th chapter, how we look not at things. We look at the things which are not seen. So we're looking at things that's really outside this world. Like you went into early, immortality, everlasting life, like a whole total peace and harmony within the whole 12 tribes of Israel. That's not seen within this society.
Righteous rulership.
Yeah, righteous rulership. So that's what through the spirit we set our affection on things above. You know.
Verse 35 NLT. Be dressed for service and keep your lamps burning, as though you was waiting for your master to return from the wedding feast.
Right, and see, this is what we're doing now. Our lamps are still burning. We're dressed, you know. Now we got our garments on. We putting on that armor of Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, the sword, which is this word, you know, the shield of faith. We're being clothed with all the necessary garments and regulations that the Lord requires of us. Because it's going to be a time that it's going to be, the whole world is going to be tested. And we want to be found faithful, you know. Because the Lord said, shall he find faith on the earth when he returns? It's going to be so much going on, and it's going to be so severe that the Lord said, will he find faith on the earth? We want to be those faithful servants, because it's going to be a remnant that the Lord is going to have mercy on. He's going to deliver, you know? And it's even going to be some that's going to be faithful unto death, as the scriptures say in Revelation 2:9. So and these lamps are still burning, which is this word. That's why we still, you know, still out here preaching this word. We don't even care about, you know, like I said, be instant in season and out of season. We don't even care about the weather no more, you know, unless it's just too severe, you can't come out. We don't even care about the weather no more. You know, we don't care about what we got going on in our lives, you know, because this is more important. You still handle your business, but this is more important than anything.
It's our first love.
Right, it's our first love.
But your day-to-day life is letting your lamp burn. You know, your day-to-day life is walking in the word. You know, these the days we come out and teach, but it's a 24 hours. It's a 24 hours. That's why I said be always. You know what I'm saying? Let me read it again. Start at verse 35 again. It said, "Be dressed for service, and keep your lamps burning."
And we'll say Book of Matthew about let your light shine before men.
Yep.
You know,
Matthew 5.
Matthew 5.
Right. You can get it, bro. As though you were waiting for your master to return from the wedding feast. Then you will be ready to open the door and let him in the moment he arrives and knocks.
Right. And see, we continue, like the brother said, this is our day-to-day walk. This is a lifestyle for us now. And this is our day-to-day lifestyle. We live, like the brother said, that's a good point. We live like this on and off camera, whether we're around each other or not. This is how we live, you know, and we patiently waiting on Yahweh Shah to return. This is what's always in our mind. Yahweh Shah can at any point return. He can at any point bring the prophecies to pass in a heartbeat and return. You know, when the Lord gives him that okay.
Right. And that's when that spotlight is really on you. When you like just within the world, whether amongst the people and stuff like that, you're not around the brothers and things of that sort.
Yeah.
And that's why it says within Colossians, walk in wisdom toward them that are without. You know, redeeming the time. So it's supposed to be a certain type of spirit we're supposed to be walking in. I think the word walk goes into like conducting yourself as a Hebrew.
Yep.
You know?
Then it said, then you will be ready to open the door and let him in the moment he arrives and knocks. So that's why it's mandatory for you to keep the lamps burning and always walking as he finna return at any day. Because when he returned, you want to be able to like, here I am, Lord. Soon as he, you know what I'm saying? Soon as he returned, you don't want to be like, you hide. I got to pray. I got to repent for this. I'm tripping. Yeah, you ain't ready. You know, he knock at the door. You hide stuff. You hide. No.
Yeah.
You gotta walk like you gotta walk this walk like he gonna return right now. Right. That's why I said be dressed for service always. Whether he come, it's gonna go in. That's like the brother was saying. This is when we teaching the word, you know, the days we come out on camera. But your day-to-day life, you walking in it. You walking, you are living, you walking. You know, your walk is showing. Your walk showing. You that life. You know, they, like I said, a city on the hill can't be hid. That's even day-to-day life. You got it? You got it, huh?
Right. This started Matthew 5.
Cause just to be real, man, playtime over, man. You know, for real. The level of seriousness, man. I don't got time to play for real. It's some very serious times we coming into now. Esau gonna come. These leaders, see, all these so-called celebrities and leaders, he gonna throw them under the table first. He like, shit, you sell your own people out, nigga, just like them wicked Pharisees and Sadducees. You think they got spared when the temple got destroyed in 68 AD to 7? No. Shit, they getting them. You ain't do your job. They still speaking against us. You know what I'm saying? That's how they coming at. That's why they coming at them now.
What the scriptures say? When a man's ways please the Lord, he'll even make his enemies peace with him. And that was an example with Jeremiah, you know. But like you just said, these other nations. Well, first of all, leaders of our people, your ways weren't pleasing the Lord, and then too, like you said, so when they come for Israel, they ain't sparing you. You know, it's not even the Lord's judgment for them to spare you.
Hey, y'all should remember that movie Geronimo, American Legend. I think it came out like 1993 or something like that. And when those Apache Indians, they had sold out to Esau, you know, the U.S. cavalry. At the end, they were still within the same, going to a reservation camp along with Geronimo and the ones who stood stiffly with him.
Right.
You know, that show you Esau's his natural character, man. He's not to be trusted. So the only thing what he's going to do, he's going to use you to fulfill his purpose. He's going to discard you. You know what I'm saying? To the side. That's what he's going to do. He's sellouts, and especially the ones of our people know they are Israelites. You know. All right, this Matthew 5, and I'm starting at 13. Ye are the salt of the earth.
Start up a little bit. What 12 say?
Trust me, it's in the land.
Huh?
Trust me, it's in the land. The reward is in heaven.
Start at 11. That's why I say that.
I'm sorry, 10. I got you. Matthew 5 and 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Right, it said, blessed are they that are persecuted for righteousness' sake. So you persecuted for doing the things that was pleasing unto Yahweh Shah. You know, and that's a good thing unto you, because you standing stiffly for the Heavenly Father and His Son for righteousness in a wicked world. But all odds are against you. This whole world is against you, and you still stood on the side of Yahweh Shah no matter what.
That's right.
And the Lord said that's a blessing for you. You know the kingdom. What's the latter part of that?
Okay, it says, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Right, for there you gonna have a part in Yahweh Shah's kingdom. You know, He's not gonna forget that. You know, like when you stand up, like say, you at a job or something, and your coworker, you know, he an upstanding and righteous person. You know, he a good person, but you got somebody that's talking against him, and you speak up for him. And when he return, he done heard everything that you done for him. He not gonna forget that. You know, he gonna always remember that. That's how Yahweh Shah gonna be, cause he's watching us right now. You know, when he return, he's not gonna forget what you done for him in righteousness, even though it might have cost you. You might have suffered. You know, you had to go through things. You missed out on things in this life, but it's all good. Yahweh Shah got something for it.
Yeah. Peter, he was in the same spirit. He said, we have forsaken all and abandoned everything.
Yep.
But Yahushua gave him the game plan, like everything that you lost on the side, you're gonna get back in the kingdom 100-fold. You know? Just a quick example right here for you. Acts 5:38, just get to the point. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone, for this counsel of this word be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of Yahweh Yahushua, you cannot overthrow it, lest happily you be found even to fight against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And to him they agreed, and when they had called the apostles and beaten them, they commanded that they should not speak in the name of Yahushua, and let them go. And they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name.
Right, and that's an honorable thing to be able to suffer for Yahweh's sake. Because we can't even fathom, like the scriptures say, I have not seen, ear have not heard what the Lord has for those that love him. We can't even fathom the type of fame that the Lord is going to grant, that he going to bestow upon his elect men, just dealing with the men, the elect men that stand so stiffly for Yahushua, like what second Ezra, like what Ezra saw, he said he began to commend them that stood so stiffly. Because even when you think about it, because you would think of how the Lord has the remembrance of all our great men in the scriptures, like Moses, Abraham, David, the different men, Job, and you will have even the other nations, they'll have it on their license plate, Job, scripture, certain scriptures, or they'll have, certain scriptures, something dealing with the scriptures, something dealing with the Bible, and it might be dealing with one of our people, and what they have done, how they stood stiffly for the name of Yahushua. But now it's going to be on a whole nother level in the kingdom of heaven, because you stood stiffly in the most wickedest kingdom on the face of the earth when all odds were against you, and you had nothing, you came from nothing, a true underdog story, and of course all the glory starts with Yahushua. But when Yahushua returns, you're gonna be glorified along with him. So your name is gonna be great and amongst. It's gonna be above all names on the face of the earth right now.
This is Ecclesiasticus 41:13. A good life have but few days, but a good name endureth forever.
Right, a good name endureth forever. Come, beautiful precept. Because like I said, we still remember Moses. Even the other nations reference to men of the men of the Lord, and how good how strong it stood stiffly for Yahushua, no matter what they had to go through. Like you would have an Edomite that'll read about David and Goliath, and they'll imagine themselves as David. The other nations imagine themselves as Israelites. So how much more in the kingdom of heaven when we actually be, you already went through the persecution, and now the Lord has established you, and now you got other nations, when they hear about your story, read about you, they imagine themselves wishing they could be you, wishing they can live the life that you live in.
Like you said, you still hear about like the patience of Job in today's time,
Yeah.
About Daniel in the lion's den, all these stories of our the great men of our nation that stood stiffly in that time frame. Like you said, so how much more within this society, when everything, like you said, all the eyes against you, when you get celebrated, you get rewarded coming out the so-called closet, or being just wicked, being subscribing to the fashion of this world. You get celebrated, you get very rewarded within this society by doing that. So here we are, we setting against that as much as we can through the spirit,
Right.
So something like that, man, that's gonna be accounted worthy in this kingdom to come.
And then also too, like going back to your precept, how the disciples they said they were happy that they were counted worthy, because in the kingdom of heaven it's gonna be established, it's gonna be known that that's an honorable thing to suffer for Yahushua. Like now you might hear about people saying you suffering. You say you suffering for the Lord, and ain't nobody gonna look at you like you some good being, like you high level or something like that.
Like you Job or something.
Yeah, they're not gonna look at you like you Job. They're gonna look like you need to change your life. You're doing something wrong. But in the kingdom of heaven, it's gonna be known that it was a righteous thing that you was doing, and we understand this. It's honorable. That's very honorable.
All right. So back in Matthew 5. Matthew 5:10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake.
Right. See, so there you go. That's what's gonna happen, because it happens on a low level now. The time with Jacob's trouble, they coming. They want the men of the Lord. They gonna come for the rest of Jake, cause they Jake anyway. But they want the men of the Lord. That's who they want. That's what that's all about. That's what that's really all about. You got it up.
The book of Psalm, the 83rd chapter, goes into how
Cause see, ain't none of us exempt. That's gonna be our last moment, you know. That's gonna be the last moment of, you know, that great insurrection against those who fear the Lord and keep His commandments. When they say the devil should come down with great wrath, and you know in Revelations 12, he coming against those who keep the commandments and fear the Most High. That's what that's all about. Because what's that's all about? They feel like we the only ones in the way of Him establishing His new world order. Y'all renewing the mind of the people. Y'all got the mindset changing. Y'all the ones gotta go. And whoever get caught in it, fuck it, we don't give a damn about all y'all anyway. That's how it go. So that's what the time with Jacob's trouble really about. So you gotta go and put your mindset to you ready to go all the way in with this. It's whatever. That's the mindset you gotta have. That's why the Lord tell you, for none of those things what the devil should do to you. Even in the face of death, be faithful, and He gonna give you the crown of life. Even when facing death, go ahead.
Yeah, like through the spirit, like the hopeful elect, those really like the ones that really represent Yahweh Shai within the society, you know? Like the next thing to Yahweh Shai. So by Esau, what he's gonna do, how he crossed out Esau, it's like how Esau is gonna do, how he crossed out Yahweh Shai, that's what he's trying to do to the hopeful elect, you know? And this is Psalm 83:3, get to the point.
Read from
Okay.
Yeah.
Verse 1, it says, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
So like the Lord said, He will no longer hold His tongue concerning their wickedness. This is how He not keeping still. So when we come out, this is how He not holding His tongue no more. Just like David said, hold not thy peace. Like the brother had the brother get the scripture in Hebrews 1. He always spoke by the mouth of His holy prophets. So he's sending a warning before everything comes. You got it, bro.
Verse 2, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
Right, because this whole war in Israel, and they trying to get peace, the other nations, you know what I'm saying, the so-called Arabs and Russia, this is what this is all about. This is all about they that hate us, you know. But now it's coming back up on their own head, because whoever win the war, they feel like they're going to be the next ruler over the nation of Israel. And their empire going to rise off of our backs, you know, off of our energy basis. You got it, bro.
And this verse 2 again in the NLT though. It says, don't you hear the uproar of your enemies?
Right.
Don't you see that your arrogant enemies are rising up?
Come.
Verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Right, so they took a real crafty counsel against us. We're gonna flood them, because you gotta understand something. Moab is the one that got control all these pills and drugs. That's coming from Moab. That's coming from them damn so-called Chinese. But everybody getting their hands in on it. The Arabs, they be coming with the guns over here. They all, you know what I'm saying, with all this weave and all these eyelashes and stuff, that all of them, this part of that crafty counsel against us. Let's get them farther away from their heritage as we can. And this how we can deal with them. You got it, bro.
And once you go to the word hidden ones, it goes into treasure. You know, the true treasure is really referring to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Those are the ones who are considered high value within the society. Those are the ones that Yahweh Shai look at as high value men. So you think about when it says by hidden ones, because 2/3 of our people, they already compromised by the God of this world.
That's right.
You know, they already pretty much sold out. You know? So it says right here, For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may no more be in remembrance.
But this is the whole counsel. This was their whole counsel right here. That our name be no more in remembrance. Because once we remember ourselves, then we start going back into, oh, this how we suppose that? These our statutes, these our commandments.
These are enemies.
Right, these our enemies. These my brothers and sisters.
This what we got coming to us. That's another thing that they don't want our people to accept. All the blessings, the rewards and perks of being an Israelite. Because a part of the perks is the kingdom, being rulers, being judges, immortality, having resources, having children. You know, they don't. Because remember, Esau Edom want the blessing back. He want all those rewards and then some, and he know he can't get it. So he don't want us to know understand all the perks that come with being an Israelite. And our people look at those perks as being a burden, you know, because they don't want to look at rulership as something pleasurable to Yahweh. That's something that pleases the Lord and His people in rulership, you know. And then us making righteous decisions, seeing how it benefits not only our people but it benefits the earth, you know.
Right, because it's not it haven't been taught to them. All our people going, which you know 2/3 of the ears is just closed anyway, which they ain't gonna see. But that's why the Lord gonna get these pastors, because they have all these followers. And they just put the right message in our people. That'll make our people want to help their people more. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Not strive for that incorruptible crown in this world, you know, but they don't do it. You got it, bro.
Hey, this Psalm 83:4 in NLT. It says, Come, they say, let us wipe out Israel as a nation. We will destroy the very memory of its existence.
And that was their whole plan. That's what the whole slavery was about. You know, the post-slavery, everything that happened to destroy anything we built after that. You know,
70 AD.
Right, 70 AD. But we back. We right here, live and direct in their face, more stronger than ever now. You know, with that power, with that knowledge, and the execution of this knowledge. Now they like, no, now they got to revert back to their natural blessing, which is their sword.
Again, Esau's his agenda for the NWO is spare no mercy. And that's how he's coming on the left-hand side.
Cause they gonna send our people first. Yeah. That's how they always do it. They gonna send your own people at your head first. And then when that don't work, shit, they coming.
Back in 2007, there was an article came out. FEMA got like 50 so-called pastors, you know, be able to pacify their congregation. So how much more?
Like 50,000.
Yeah, you know, at that time frame. But so how much more now?
Right. You know, I forgot what is the clergy. I forgot what it is. The Clergy Act or something. You got it though.
Let's back you up, bro. Revelation 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua entered into them.
Start at verse 8.
Okay. This Revelation 11:8. And their dead bodies should lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Right, man. What's spiritually Sodom and Egypt right now? That's talking about America. Sodom represents this whole alphabet community that they've been pushing. Egypt represents the bondage.
Sexuality.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Because once you go to where Sodom goes to burning. Yep. Now, from a spiritual standpoint, like these people burning their lusts and desires, you know. They cater to the flesh. You know, Esau has these different TV commercials. Obey your thirst. You know what I'm saying? Do it style whip. All things like, you know.
Just do it.
Just do it. Everything is catered to the flesh within the society.
Matter of fact, I started verse 1 on this.
Okay. This Revelation 11:1.
Come.
And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, Rise and measure the temple of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and the altar, and them that worship therein.
So this is what we are to do now. We rise and measure in the temple according to this word. We sit, you know, we everybody getting sized up, and fitted up so that we can be dressed for the service, like Luke 12 was talking about. We can be dressed for service and ready as we ready for the return. So this word is the correct. This is the rod. This is the staff, and everybody getting measured up to their measurement of how they should walk. Each brother got his measure of faith and his measure of grace. You got it, bro.
Thank you. This Galatians 6, I think it's 16. Yeah, 16. And as many as walk according to this rule, peace be on them and mercy and upon the Israel of the Most High.
Come, right, the elect, basically. That's who the peace of is upon. That's who the peace is going to rest upon. Who is the peace? Who is the Prince of Peace? Yahweh Shai. Who is Yahweh Shai? He comes in the volume of the book. He is the word. You had something quick out?
No, not yet.
Go ahead, bro.
Back in Revelation 11 and 2.
Come.
But the court which is without the temple leave out.
See, this is all about the judgment is given to the saints now. The elect is holding court right now. The men you see on the street corner, they hold in court. And how does the court go? You get we the lawyers for your we the lawyers right now for your Yahweh Shai. We the prosecutors basically, gathering all the evidence against our people, against the other nations. You know, we even got to judge each other.
Yeah.
To make sure we fit to be judges. That's the number one thing. That's why in verse 1, read it again, bro.
It says, there was given me a reed like unto a rod.
So John's like, there was given to me a reed like unto a rod. This word was given to him. And what they tell him next and what it's going to cause him to do?
And the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of Yahweh by Yahweh Shai.
It's going to cause you to rise. You're going to be born again. That's what this word going to do. Now you able to rise. You're going to stand up on your feet. And now you got a job to do. Go ahead.
I got the definition for the word lawyer because you was saying it. It says, well, this is the definition. It says a person who practices or studies law, an attorney or a counselor. But it said what it means to be a lawyer. It says to advise and represent clients in criminal or civil procedures and in other legal matters. Going back to what you just said, it's going to cause you to rise because now we're going to start actually going into depth to the standards of the Lord, you know, and that's what's causing us to rise up when we get more connected to our power according to his standards on how he views criminal and civic matters and other matters that pertain to life. You know, this is what's caused us to rise, and this is what the other nations don't like.
That's right. Think about lawyer, Levi.
Yeah.
The Hebrew word lawyer, goes to joiner to me. That's what we're doing through the spirit right now.
What did it say? What's the first definition say? To study the law. Right. So this is how it started. You started to watch the videos, you started to get into these laws, statutes, and commandments, But first what that lawyer gotta do, he gotta learn that, he gotta walk that, then he gotta stand it.
Yeah.
If them lawyers, while they in law school, and they going through law school, if they get caught doing this and that, you get your license revoked, you know what I'm saying? Certain stuff, you'll get barred.
Yeah.
Right.
So
This is something, go ahead.
So they got to hold up to a certain standard as well.
Right.
They got past that bar exam.
Right.
And just like you said, lawyer, it means join unto me, join unto Yahweh Shai. And that's what the Lord said in Amos 3 and 2. He said, you only have I known. When you go into that knowing, go into like intimately to join the two. And when you join it, like when a man and woman, when they get together, when they have sex, they she joins into him. They join into each other.
That's right.
So we are only nation that the Lord has actually dealt with on that level.
That word rise and measure, get them in and get them out. You keep going, but get them real quick. In Revelations 11.
This you said rise.
Yeah.
You want to measure first?
Whichever one come first.
Measure. Metri. That's the Greek word metri.
Yeah, come.
It says to measure out or off. Or I'm going to metaphorically to judge according to any rule or standard to estimate.
To judge or measure, to read it or to go ahead and read it again, Salah.
To judge according to any rule
To
or
judge
standard.
according to any rule. You know, so what it say? We got to strive for the masteries lawful. So this is what it means to measure. Who are we judging? Who are we? It starts with the temple. And when we look up the word temple, it say consist of the saints of all ages. So those coming back, you know what I'm saying? So those from the beginning all the way back into the reincarnation to now. They being sized up, they measured up, they fitted up, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gotta have that proper the proper wedding garments on. You got it, bro.
It say the rule or standard of judgment.
The rule or standard of judgment. So this what when the angel told John to rise and measure the temple. See, this went into all the disciples, you know. But John was the guy. Peter was the head, but who always with your house side? Peter, James, and John. You know, right? Go ahead.
That was it on that one. And this is.
But what's that standard? What's that rule? These scriptures.
Like you said, you know, ultimately Yahweh Shai comes within the volume of the book.
Get 2 Timothy 3:16. 3 start at that around verse 12. You got up?
Yeah, rise. And rise is
Just hit it. Just hit it.
I was about to say. I was just thinking.
Strong's J 1453.
Uriel.
Gyro.
It says to arouse, cause to rise.
See, arouse. To cause to rise. Go ahead.
To arouse from sleep.
To arouse from sleep. So this is what the word do. It said right after he was measured up and he started getting, you know, judged according to he started to get the rise up to that standard. Then you gonna rise. You're gonna be aroused. That spirit gonna be arousing you. Go ahead.
It says to awake, to arise from the sleep of death.
See, to arise from the sleep of death.
To recall the dead to life.
To recall the dead from life. Right, that's spiritual death. You know, that spiritual stupor, where it say, he that wandered out of Proverbs 21:17, he that wandered out of way of understanding should remain in the congregation of the dead. But that's going back into Ezekiel 37:2, prophesying to them bones, and they gonna come to life.
It goes to, it's like a great shaking.
Right, come.
Isaiah the 52nd chapter goes to about put on those beautiful garments and shake that dust from that state of confusion, you know?
Right.
Couple more. It says to raise up, stir up against one.
To stir up.
Yes.
Your pure mind. To stir up your pure mind and way of remembrance.
It says cause an example, cause to be born.
Be born again. That's what it meant to be born again. You know, it's like you was dead, you was asleep. You know what I'm saying? Now you born again. That mind is renewed. Go ahead.
It says of buildings to raise up, construct, erect.
We the building that's raised, that's being constructed now.
And to,
We the temple. That's that temple.
House of David.
Right.
And then to rise from obscurity.
To arise. Look up that word obscurity.
It goes to darkness.
Right. Okay. The ignorance.
Ignorance.
Right. Because it's like if you in the dark about something, they like he in the dark about it. You don't know what it is.
Yep.
So like you said, that darkness, that obscurity.
It says the state of being unknown, inconspicuous, or unimportant.
Right.
That's what I want to rise.
Obscurity. That was obscurity.
Okay.
That's pretty much all.
Goes to evil. Hey, so, you want to say Timothy?
Huh?
You want to say Timothy or back to Revelation?
Yeah, record revelation.
Oh, so like I got one more. It says through the idea of collecting one's faculties. You know, going back to the faculties.
Right, coming, that mind, right. That mind being renewed. Right, so you're gonna be aroused, cause once this word really, you get the, you know what I'm saying, you really get the rivers of living water, your mind, you gonna rise and start measuring the temple. You looking at Jake, you sizing them up, but it said, but keep going though, cause it's gonna say, what it say, rise and measure the temple and those in the altar. And those I want that word altar and temple. That's the same verse, ain't it? Yeah, come. Yeah, come.
All right. This is the word temple.
Right, because what do you do on the altar? You make a sacrifice. And notice every man when the Lord was choosing Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they always look for a place to make an altar, to make a sacrifice to the Lord, because that was part of the law. Even going back to Cain and Abel, They had to offer up a sacrifice, which we the sacrifice now. You put your body on that altar. You put yourself, you put yourself on the line there. You that sacrifice. You the living sacrifice. That's your reasonable service.
All right, this is the Greek for
Strong's G35. Us.
now us. And it says, metaphorically, the spiritual temple consisting of the saints of all ages.
See, so this is what the temple is. The consisting of the saints of all ages.
Joined together by and in Yahweh Shai.
See, joined together by and in Yahweh Shai by this word. It says together from the east to the west by the word, which is Yahweh Shai. So that's what the temple. That's who the temple is right there. We the temple.
Strong's
It's awesome.
G3379. Lucia Stadium. Lucia Stadium.
So like he said, he told John to measure, rise and measure the temple. Who is measuring the saints. You still got the second temple right.
And this is for altar. It's I'm gonna read two verses. It says the altar of whole burnt offerings which stood in the court of the priest in the temple at
We
Jerusalem.
stood where?
In the court of the priest in the temple at Jerusalem.
In the court of the temple of the priests. Right. We holding court right now. You know? So we rise and measure in the temple. You know? Every brother gotta come. You gotta put yourself on that altar. For real. You gotta put yourself on the land. Right. You the living sacrifice now. That's your reasonable service. Yahweh Shai done it. The servant ain't greater than his master. See, that's how you got to look at it. In order to be part of that first fruits. Oh yes, you gonna have to walk that. You gonna have to walk through that fire. In order to be one of them of that superior class, you don't just you chosen for it, but you still get it's a baptism. You got to be baptized with.
It's faith and works.
Come.
So in the book of Acts, confirming the souls of the disciples, through much tribulation should we enter into the kingdom of Yahweh B'Shem Shai.
Come.
So going through that walk, man, you're gonna have some scratches and bruises, best believe it.
It's only to make you tough.
Yeah.
It's only to make you strong.
That's right.
And appreciate what you're gonna come into.
That's it.
Because when you going through all, it's just like when you have something you working for, like a new car, you gotta grind, you gotta work long hours and everything. But when you finally get it, you gonna appreciate it,
right.
and you gonna take care of it.
That's it.
That's how it's gonna be for the kingdom of heaven. We're gonna appreciate the kingdom, and we're gonna appreciate all the perks and the rewards, and we're gonna actually manage the earth in righteousness.
That's right. Like you said, we're gonna take care of it because the law is gonna be implemented in that time frame.
See, in order for us to get that now, you got to do it now.
Yeah.
Practice it now in this world who's totally against it. But then when your kingdom comes, you ain't gonna even have to think about it. You're gonna be executing the righteous judge because you're gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
be perfectly in your mind.
Gonna be sick in nature.
Yeah, right,
And everybody gonna be with you.
right. Ain't nobody gonna be able to resist it. Right.
And this is metaphorically for an altar. It says the cross on which Yahweh Shai suffered an expiatory death, to eat of this altar an example to appropriate to oneself the fruits of Yahweh Shai's expiatory death.
See, to appropriate to oneself, read it again from the beginning. It's an example of the suffering. What does the cross represent? The suffering. We say, rise, ye measure the temple and the altar. So we see, you know what I'm saying? Right. Every brother got their own suffering they had to go through. Their own what, you know. Go ahead, read it again.
It says the cross on which Yahweh Shai suffered an expiatory death.
What do Yahweh Shai say? You want to be my disciple? You know what I'm saying? Don't put nothing before him. Basically summing it up. You can't love nobody more than him. Your family, this and this. What he say? Deny your own self and bear your cross. Go ahead, bro.
And the expiatory means, it says to atone for guilt or sin.
Right.
It says to eat of this altar an example to appropriate to oneself the fruits of Yahweh Shai's expiatory death.
See, to approach to oneself. So you gotta approach that to yourself. You know, that's why you have a shot to tell them, look, you don't worry. Y'all gotta walk. You know what I'm saying? I pray for y'all. I ain't taking y'all out of the world, but y'all gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna send the comforter, but you gotta baptize. You gotta walk the walk. You gotta usher in my return. You know, you fight. You gotta follow me wheresoever I go. Is you one of those guys? Okay, let's see. Well, he's like, okay, well, you might not understand it now, but you know, you understand it when that time comes. And that's what we doing now, for real. Go ahead, huh?
Like you said, you gotta appropriate to oneself. Like you had said, basically you gotta have that same mindset Yahweh Shah had. That's why the scriptures say, "Let this mind be in you that was in Yahweh Shah."
Oh.
You know, you gotta apply what Yahweh Shah went through, and the mindset that he had when he was going through it to yourself. Like, this is necessary. You know, it's all for a purpose, because nothing that Yahweh Shah do is not, you know, it's just random. The Lord didn't allow Yahweh Shah to do that for no reason. It was all for a purpose. And Yahweh Shah understood the purpose. So you got to understand the purpose of it as well. You know, I say you, but you know, it's applied to all of us.
It applies to the men of the Lord right here, because this is what he tells John, read that 11:1 again from the top.
Revelation 11:1, and there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, Rise and measure the temple of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and the altar, and them that worship therein.
So this is who being measured up. This is who being fitted up for to be the rulers, for to be the first fruits, those who worship therein. But then here go to set. That wasn't it. You don't stop there. Go ahead.
Verse 2, but the court which is without the temple leave out.
But the court which is without those saints consisting of all time, leave out. Go ahead.
And measure it not.
They ain't being sized up or fitted up. They got those that was born in vain. That's that multitude that was born in vain, which it goes into 2/3 of our people and the other nations right here. Go ahead. Just let them know they judge. Ain't no size, and they can't be sized and measured and fitted.
For it is given unto the Gentiles, in the holy city should they tread on the 40 in 2 months.
Right, for 40, that's that 350 years right there. You know, that they trampled us on the foot. That we ain't had the truth. You know, that because you had certain men who still knew they were Israelites, but this is when the truth came back into knowing who all the 12 tribes are during this time. You know, during the late 60s, late 70s. Then they started to come back into, you know, who we are, man, because it was starting to be shown. Right, so these going to the other nations, so that you know the other nations can be saved. They can't be saved. They are without. You know, they outside the temple. You got it, bro.
Verse 3, and I will give power unto my 2 witnesses.
Right, see? So we got that power now. You know, what did Yahweh Shah say? I didn't give you a spirit of fear, but of power and of a sound mind. What does Acts 1 say? What is that, Acts 2? You should receive power.
Yeah.
Where Acts 1? You should receive power, and you should prophesy, you know what I'm saying, before many kings and nations and to the utmost part of the earth. Right, we got that power now. Before you read that, get that 2 Timothy. I won't hop on that point where it say, measure them the temple and without. Go ahead.
Revelation.
Go ahead.
Read 2 Timothy now.
Yeah, you finish that verse right there. Don't stop at the middle of that. You had verse 3, right?
And it says, I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, which represents the northern and southern kingdom, and they should prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
Right. So we got a certain amount of time that we gonna bring out this word, and then the Lord it's gonna be a famine of the word. Yeah. You know, the men of the Lord gonna be like pyramids. They tell you gonna be like, you know, in those evils, the prudence gonna keep silent in those. It ain't gonna be no time to teach them. You know. Because they're going to have their agents out here. They're going to have, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be infiltration. You know, because they're going to be coming for the men of the Lord. But the Lord tell us how to move in those times. In those evils, you're going to be as pilgrims in those days. You're going to drop everything you got going on. It's time, it is what it is.
Now you can recognize the men of the Lord, because you see us out constantly on the street corners teaching the word, on the videos. Like the brother said, in time in those evil be as pilgrims. You might be. There's gonna be instances where Jacob be around the prophets. They're gonna be around the men of the Lord. They're not even gonna know it because it's gonna be a famine of the word. So it's not gonna be the time to be like, hey, reason why this going. You know, you going through Jacob's trouble and everything. It's not gonna be the Lord gonna already had them out, the prophet should, but you know, they ain't gonna be like just whispering to Jake, like, you know, this Jacob's trouble, they rounding everybody up, you know. When they come with this don't take it, Lord, they ain't gonna be like that. So it's gonna be instant where Jake is around the men of the Lord and they not even gonna know it.
2 Timothy 3, 11. 2 Timothy 3:11. Persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch, and at Iconium, and Lystra, what persecutions I endured, but out of them all the Lord delivered me.
Come on. So the Lord gonna deliver us. You know, go ahead.
Verse 12. Yea, and all that will live godly in Yahushua should suffer persecution.
That's right. So all that live godly, according to this word in Yahushua, you're gonna suffer persecution. Because this world is totally against you. You see what they coming with, you know. This is why it's so much wickedness. But this is why the love of many has waxed cold, because iniquity is abound. Iniquity has been increased. What's iniquity? Wickedness, the going against these laws, statutes, and commandments. So this is why people, it's like there ain't no love, you know. You got it, bro.
Verse 13. But evil men seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived.
But evil men, you know, seducers, they gonna wax worse and worse. They gonna be deceiving, and they being deceived. Yeah.
But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned, has been assured of.
Right. You know, right. So that's what it. Continue thou in the things that thou hast learned and been assured of. Go ahead.
Knowing of whom thou hast learned them.
Come. Knowing who you learned them from. Go ahead. That's why we give double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. We know who we learn from.
Verse 15. And that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Yahushua.
From a child, when you was born again, because in order to get this, you had what Yahushua, you got to become as a child. You know, so that's what that's going into. And there's a child. Because when who Paul was teaching, this Timothy, he didn't know. Timothy, mother was raised an Israelite, father was a Greek. So he had to be circumcised and everything. So he was telling her once she was born again, he basically was reiterating that to Timothy, because he had a job. Because Paul, once he learned that you was born again, the same message that was to John was to him. Rise and measure to Timothy. Now it's your time to get out and measure up some more men that's fit to teach. Basically, you got it.
We say bring forth fruit.
Right.
Be for repentance.
Come.
Verse 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness.
Right, so this that rise and measure the temple again right here. This is who the scriptures is for. Go ahead.
That the man of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works.
That the elect men, you know what I'm saying, starting with the men, you know, which is trickled down to the women and children who the Lord gonna have that mercy on. But it starts with that 144,000 men, because they gonna be the ones out here teaching and feeding them with you know what I'm saying. They gonna be the pastor according to Yahweh Shai's heart. They feed the flock. You know what I'm saying, with knowledge and wisdom. That's it, bro.
Revelation 11:5. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceeded out of their mouth and devoured their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed.
What the Lord say, this word is like fire, and these people like wood, and it's gonna devour you. You know, but then Jeremiah, you had Elijah the prophet, he called down fire from heaven. Have that faith. The spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets. That's why I be always speaking about that power, because I'm like, it's already in us. It's just gonna be unlocked. It's just gonna be given to you when you really need it.
Yeah. And I had a dream about that too. it was persecution.
Yeah.
Like the scripture talking about Jacob's trouble, but it was two instances where it was three. One of them I was given the power to turn invisible, being hunted, but it was about regular Jake. But they had guns. They were sent to hunt after me.
Yeah.
And I turned invisible. Another instance in the dream scene, I was given the ability to fight. And another one, I was given the ability to fly.
Come. Right. Come.
It was all while being hunted
Right.
and chased.
That's that Lord, right. The Lord gonna lift up that standard.
Verse 6. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy.
Another thing that was Moses and Elijah. You know what I'm saying? You know, they had that Moses, but Elijah prayed and it didn't rain for 3.5 years. Right. Go ahead.
And, yeah, Revelation 11:6.
Oh, that,
Yeah, I'm trying to look up something too.
oh yeah.
Go ahead, take your time.
It's Revelation chapter 11, verse 6. These have power to shut up heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy,
Come.
and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will.
Right, man. And the earth is being smitten with plagues, man. As we speak, just like Moses prophesied on plagues coming, we prophesied on them coming. Look what's happening. But it's all according to this word. You know, the Lord's word is not gonna go out void. Go ahead, bro. You got what you looking for? Go ahead.
And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beasts that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them and kill them.
Go ahead.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the great. And their dead bodies shall lie in the city of the great. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Doing it, Salaki. See, during the time of the Acts, you know what I'm saying? The men prophesied for a certain amount of time, you know. And then what happened, man? Who was it? Claudius. He expelled all the Israelites from Rome, and then they finally came with. They was like, look, this word spread like wildfire. That's when they just came and like, we finna destroy the temple and everything that consists of it. Go ahead, which they coming again.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Right, which we're just going into America right here. The word crucified goes into crossed out or to be
Harshly criticized.
to be harshly criticized. This is where Yahweh Shai is harshly criticized at, right here, right in America, by their actions, by the way, you know, everything according to this word, they done flipped it next.
Yeah.
You got it, bro.
And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
And this is what happened, man. You know, from 16, like the 1619s to the late 60s, 70s. These other nations was like they was because they all took part in our captivity. And they was sending gifts. They was making deals, trading with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like we got them. You know what I'm saying? Look at these niggas. Like look at these Hispanics, Latinos,
The Israelites.
right? But they say they didn't suffer our dead bodies to be put in graves. You know. So once they took us down, it's just like at a funeral. If somebody come out, they dead. They ain't teach the real eulogy. You know what I'm saying? They made up a whole. They falsified everything of who we were. You know, that's what they did. They ain't teach us who's the Israelites or nothing. And they, like I said, this the day they look for though.
And
This
you-
is,
Oh, go ahead.
You got it.
I was just gonna say, usually, you know, these regular funerals, they tell you all the good parts of your life and good at things.
Right,
They ain't tell us nothing good about our history or our life.
right.
They told us all, like you said, they taught us all lies. They ain't tell us we was once a great people and, you know, we was at the top under King Solomon.
Yeah.
You know?
Y'all broke the commandments. That's how we took y'all down. You know, they ain't going to all that. Y'all was the Israelites, but y'all messed up.
Lord only care about y'all.
You're right.
It's Ezekiel 36:2. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, because the enemy have said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession.
Right, so all the ancient high places, man, all the ancient, our land, you know, the ancient sites, it's all in their possession. They control it.
And the word aha, the blue letter goes into like to glorify over your enemy's misfortune.
Right.
So, you know, they they take pride in us at the bottom right now. This is a low state of condition. It's only for a great moment. That's all. Like it says in the book of Job, how the triumphant of the wicked is short.
Back in Revelations 11, I read 9 again, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Right, man. Go ahead.
And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them.
So now that spirit of life entered into us, starting in the late 60s, early 70s. That spirit of life entered into us. And they tried to counter. That's what the whole COINTELPRO was all about, the counterintelligence program. Because that spirit of life, they understood. This is the time that spirit of life, they knew it. I don't know how they knew, but they knew. These other nations always knew when it was time for Israel to rise again. Starting with the Egyptians, you know, during the time of Yahushua, they started putting the hit out on all the kids. This was that late 60s, early 70s thing. The whole stop the rise of a black Messiah. You got it, bro.
Remember, Elder Apostle Bar brought out years ago when they was out there on the streets of Manhattan. A long limousine pulled up and said, you know, we had spent millions of dollars to keep this away from you all.
Right.
You know?
Esau, he underestimated the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. He, you know, the Lord gave him all this power and technology and used it to oppress our people, and he got puffed up in pride. But he underestimated the power of the Lord, and that was his mistake.
Get that in Wisdom of Solomon 7, and say where it says, she went into the holy soul, from age to age. You go here, huh?
It says, and they stood up on their feet.
See, there you go. Now we stand up on our feet via this word, Ezekiel 37.
That's it.
You got it.
And great fear fell upon them which saw them.
See, these other nations ain't gonna let you know that how fearful they are when they see them camps all around the world. And they'll try to listen to see what we saying and see if we really know what we talking about. Once they really know, we be going to the history and going into, you know what I'm saying? Cause they books contain it now. They know. Once they know we start knowing the history, they fear. Cause we out on these countries, especially like the other nation, the Arabs, the East Indians, they'll come out and try to listen. You know, we done had them come up.
Yeah.
And then we go in and be like, look, this and that, this and that. They don't want no smoke, you know what I'm saying? They be like, all right, you know what I'm saying, for real. They don't want it.
They know they on the hit list.
Right, they already know. Oh, it's time, they know.
Oh, you want me to keep going?
Got the wisdom side.
Yeah, get there. Yeah, I want you guys is gonna go into, I want you goddamn, I want you.
No, I thought
Okay,
you wanted
yeah,
to
go
preach
ahead,
it.
bro.
Okay, Wisdom of Solomon 7:24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion.
Right.
She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness.
Because wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our times and the strength of our salvation. So that's the strength of our salvation, what we know. Right. The knowledge of salvation. Go ahead.
For she is the breath of the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
That's that breath, you know. She the breath. That spirit of life entered into us. That breath. That wisdom. Go ahead.
In a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty.
A pure influence. Go ahead.
Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her.
See, no defiled thing. So your heart got to be pure. You know, your actions. You know, a righteous man falls 7 times and get back up. But is your heart pure? Is your mind pure about walking in this righteousness? Or you got slick thoughts about this and that? You ain't gonna be able to enter in. But eventually, you're gonna be revealed. If you got alternative motives, want to be high and mighty, no, you're gonna be revealed. Cause at the end of the day, you really sort of have that mindset, or you want to see all your people righteous. You know, all you did, that's gonna happen in the kingdom, ain't gonna happen now. But that's the mindset. That's why Yahushua put himself on the line. You got it, bro.
Verse 26. For she is the brightness of the everlasting life, the unspotted mirror of the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Unspotted mirror. Right, so that's you gonna that reflection. That wisdom is the reflection of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Of Yahweh Yahushua. It's their reflection. Just like what it said, when that gold and silver is purified, what is the guy who purified looking for? To see his image in that. Right, he know it's ready. He can't leave it in there too long. When he pull out, he know it's ready when he can see his image in. Huh?
The analogy.
Right. So this wisdom is the unspotted mirror of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, it says, verse 26 again, for she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and the image of his goodness.
Right,
His goodness.
There you go, the image of his goodness. The imagination, the image starts from within, and then it's gonna show without. You know, the image is this the image of the beast what we seeing right now. Everything that's going on across the four corners, it's the image of the beast, the image of these damn devils, man. That bestial, ferocious man, which is Esau Edom, which is the whole, which the beast goes to NATO or the EU, but the EU really is the Edomite Union. Huh? Go ahead.
Verse 27, and being but one, she can do all things and remain in herself. She maketh all things new, and in all ages entering into holy souls.
See, so she is constantly renew things. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say the word, all the words of the Most High are pure. It's pure, right? So this wisdom is making all things new. It don't matter, you know. From the first generation into now, it's still the same wisdom. It's just renewed. You know, it be renewed in the earth. Ain't nothing new under the sun. You got it, bro.
It goes to Revelation when Yahushua comes back. His name, it goes to
his new name?
yeah, his new name. Yeah, you know, IUIC try to break that down by saying we're not gonna have that name on this side. But according to the prophecy, it said we're gonna praise his name in the land of our captivity.
Right.
So of course we're gonna know his name, Lord willing, and we be accounted worthy and stand in front of him.
Right.
So like the brother going into that, renew goes into that Greek word kainos, which goes to being by refresh. The names of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua are being refreshed by the men that standing stiffly in this day of time. Because back in the day before this, 1969, in the early 1960s, Yahushua wasn't pushed out like that. Because at that time frame, we went, our priest, Abu Bivens, you know, they knew there was Israelites, but when he came on the scene, he introduced the world to Yahushua. You know, that's where that brightness came into the world, through the Spirit. So it says right here, she maketh all things new, and in all ages entering into holy souls, she maketh them friends of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and prophets.
Right, so in all ages, in whichever generation it is, that wisdom entered into the holy soul. So like the brother was saying, that that's that spirit of life. So Esau Edom ain't understand. He knew it. He knew it was that time. You know what I'm saying? He knew it was his time. And that's right around the time when he started sending his, his technology started advancing. He started going into space. You know what I'm saying? Cause they like, even when they sent their first, when Esau started first going into space, they like, it's this box came from the heavens, right? And stopped them from going. Russia bring it out. It's called the black satellite. But it like you know what I'm saying? I forgot. I used to have it, but it's like it stopped them from doing what they really were trying to do. Right? It's like it's this they call it the black satellite. And it came down it came out of nowhere. It was like no. It was like the beginning of the end for Esau, cause he was trying to go too far. It's just like when the other nations built, when Nimrod and them built that tower, and they got so far, it's like, oh nah, he sent them angels down, like no. Cause he was like, he say, for nothing will be withheld from them. You know what I'm saying? Cause they went to just like Esau. He trying to get up there and see how you know what I'm saying? But you know a lot about how space works. We don't, you know what I'm saying? He know. You know, with his satellites, he up there. He said his nest amongst the stars. He trying to be like the Most High.
Yeah.
Come, you got it, bro. That's it. Hey, finish that out.
And it says, verse 28, for Yahweh Ba'ashem Al-Shai loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom.
Right. So see, how Shai love it none, but that dwelleth with wisdom. So he ain't love. If you ain't about this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, he don't love you. Just to be real, you'll be loved in the kingdom.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
For she is more beautiful than the sun, and above all the order of stars, being compared with the light, she is found before it. For after this coming night, but vice should not prevail against wisdom.
What's vice? Straight wickedness. It don't prevail against wisdom. You know? So all these vices that they got out here, this wisdom is what's gonna sustain us. That's why I say wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times and the strength of thy salvation.
This back in Revelation chapter 11. This is verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them,
I might get Wisdom of Solomon 5, man.
come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud,
Right.
and their enemies beheld them.
Right. That's their Wisdom of Solomon 5 right there. This is when they this is when this is gonna take place right here. Their great deliverance. You're gonna send his angels to the one end of the earth to the other, to deliver the elect from the four corners of the earth. You're gonna come back in great power and glory. And it's gonna be way more glorious than this, you know. This just a picture of brother, you know, Jake imagination, you know what I'm saying? Jake is an artist. The architect, you know, we smaller architects under the great architect, you know. Right, but we builders, you know, and the kingdom is being built. Who got it?
Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. It says, then should the righteous man stand in great boldness.
But only the righteous is gonna be able to stand in great boldness. You know, he ain't gonna he gonna stand in boldness. He not gonna fear to speak. You know what I'm saying? To walk in His word. Then the righteous man gonna stand in great boldness. Go ahead.
Before the face of such as afflicted him, and made no account of his labors.
Right. So this is what's taking place now. You got it, bro.
Alright.
Go ahead. You got it.
Oh, you want me to bring it down?
Yeah, verse 2. When they see it, they should be troubled with terrible fear, and should be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that look for it.
Right, at the strangeness of the salvation, because again, we talk about what the world called UFOs, UAPs, coming down to beam us up, and now Esau Edom, he done programmed people to think that, first he programmed the people not to believe in them, you know, having people wondering if they real or not. Then he coming out and telling you the truth that they actually real, but he still ain't never told you the truth on what they really actually are. You know, he still got people thinking that they some type of unearthly green Martian men that's coming down with 4 fingers, big black eyes, and ain't no telling what type of head or whatever. That's gonna come down and probe people. They always got these ideologies because they know that they actually exist, trying to mock again, going into how they harshly criticizing Yahweh Shai, you know, and our people. But really, the so-called, what they call UFOs, chariots, that's all a part of our heritage, you know, all a part of our culture. It's even in our, with the Negro spiritual swing low sweet chariot. What do you think they talking about? They talking about the so-called UFOs, you know, and that's what the angels move around in. That's what we gonna be delivered up out of here in.
Think about like in another situation about the strangeness of the salvation. For our people that think like the Israelites is so-called Negroes only, they're gonna be really shocked when they see, you know, people look like so-called Chinese, you know, so-called white people, you know, so-called Africans, and the list goes on. And they're gonna be getting beamed up as well because through the Spirit, those are Israelites.
Yeah.
They're gonna be looking like these other nations. That's what John saw when he was out there on the Island of Patmos. You know. All right. So it says right here. Wisdom of Solomon 5:2 again. When they see it, they should be troubled with terrible fear and should be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. And they repentant and groaning for anguish of spirit should say within themselves, this was he, whom we had sometimes in derision and in proper reproach.
And this is what they saying now. They like, we had them in reproach and derision, and now they breaking these scriptures down, showing that, you know what I'm saying, they going into, they really proving that they are the Israelites. You know, they proving, you know, because they amazed at the strangeness of the knowledge of salvation. You know, it starts with the knowledge of salvation that we get. They're gonna be amazed when we get, like you said, how we get beamed up, but it starts now with this, with who we say, right, with the knowledge of salvation.
We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor.
Right.
How is he numbered among the children of Yahweh Bashim Shai, and his lot is among the saints.
Right. This is what they saying now. Like I said, they repenting and groaning within themselves now, like, you know, that's what they do.
Messed up.
Right.
No, Esau feel bad now, like, man, like, we should have let them read back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
Think about all them Israelites they done did wrong.
Yeah. That's it.
Seeing them rise out of the grave.
Yeah. That's it, bro. Verse 6. Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shined unto us.
And this is these other nations, they heard from, well, it starts with Esau anyway, it goes to the other nations. They heard from the light, now they knowing, like, damn, these regular Edomites, you know what I'm saying, who, you know, the elites already know what you know, it's the elites against the elites, you know, it's the elected Esau against the elect of the nation of Israel right now. You got some of our people that ain't gonna stay dumb down, you know, but some are waking up, you know, but it's just like with the elites of Esau, and then you got these regular Edomites who like whatever, but then you got the other Edomites like, damn, and the other nations like, no, right, they the saints, it's there. Jesus is black, you know what I'm saying, right? So it ain't no excuse, you know, for nobody. Like the Lord said, the end is not gonna come until this gospel is preached unto the whole world. So ain't no excuses for our people now, man. You know, Eddie Long got exposed. Now TD Jakes, you know who next? But these was two of the biggest so-called black pastors in the nation. Yeah. Eddie Long was worth hundreds of millions. You know what I'm saying? Then you got, and get what? TD Jakes from here. My mom done grew up with him right over here off Dock by Jackson State.
I grew up with him.
Yeah, he was on like 2 streets over.
Oh.
Yes, yeah. He come.
Damn.
Jacktown nigga out here shit being slick, man. Right, man.
This Isaiah 47:12. Stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou should be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail.
Right. So now ain't none of those enchantments, you know, ain't none of that working there, man. You know, because the truth is out. The truth is what's gonna set us free. See the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. This word, that's what we say, prophesying to the wind. And then this word is putting everybody, it's boxing everybody in. It's either gonna heal you or it's gonna annihilate you. One or the other.
There's something else the Apostle Gabar always push out, like tell the brothers don't get discouraged by, you know, do videos like the low views, cause at the end of the day, Esau messing with the views. But some way, somehow, wherever you push the word of Yahweh Bashim Shai, truth and sincerity, some way, somehow, this society of Esau, somewhere it's getting teared down. It's getting torn down. So this word is really taking effect on Esau. That's why it says right here, how in verse 13, thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. So Esau, he's scared right now in their so-called meetings and things of that sort. They see that the brothers are right now through the spirit, standing upon their feet, laying out the decree of Esau's downfall. Let not the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up.
Let now. What it say? Let now.
Yeah, let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that should come upon thee.
Right. It's right. In that perfection. Right. Right. So read. I want you to read both of them in the NLT.
Okay. It's Isaiah 47:12 in NLT. Now use your magical charms, use the spells you have worked in all these years.
Right, see? Your magical charms and your spells, you done cast on Jake, you know what I'm saying, on these other nations, use them now.
Right.
You know, it ain't working no more. You got it? Cause one thing about Jake, you gonna let Jake go right. Jake, our people that rose above anything. What's his magical spells and his charms? The drugs. These churches teaching them false doctrine. These fake leaders. We done rose from all that now. We got the truth now. These pastors being exposed as we speak. You can walk, you can tell TD, when TD Jakes made the statement, when the scriptures went into David and Jonathan, David loved Jonathan, as, you know what I'm saying, as the love of a woman, talking about how much love he had for Jonathan. Yeah, that brotherly love. He had, I remember he been broke that down like it was some homosexual stuff. Right, them years ago when he said that. You know what I'm saying? TD Jakes he been on suspect to them. How he walk and move, you know what I'm saying? He been looking suspect, bro.
Hey. So it says right here again.
You wearing red leather boots. Yeah, shh, come on, man.
Oh, you're part of the Boule Society anyway. You're part of the Boule.
Yeah.
You gotta be a part of it, especially if you got a mega church in this society. So it says, now use your magical charms, use the spells you have worked in all these years.
See, go ahead.
Maybe they will do you some good.
Maybe they'll do you some good now.
Maybe they can make someone afraid of you.
See? But see, this how Esau had everybody afraid of him. His different spells and magical,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
His
He
technology.
just technology, he controlling well. He might send an earthquake or rain or something through and Jake ain't know. They thinking like, man, the Lord with him, you know, but which he was on the left hand side level.
Right.
But now these other nations came to it like this nigga. I remember even Castro had told Hugo Chavez before he passed. Castro was like, man, when you go around these devils, don't eat none. They got a way to give you cancer. You know, that's what Castro died from. And then they went and got Chavez the same way. But Castro was like, bro, watch these devils. They got a way to give you cancer. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't eat nothing. They you know, for real.
Verse 13. And all the advice you receive has made you tired.
See? Right. Like I said, that's them wearied in the multitude of their counsels. You know, they go to their witches and warlocks. Now it's like, it goes back into Daniel. You know what I'm saying? When Nebuchadnezzar had all his witches and warlocks, it got to a point to when he had that dream, they couldn't tell him that. Now he got to go to the prophets. It's a point to where it stopped. You know what I'm saying? It's a point to where the Most High like, nope, it's over with. So now, who got the answers? The prophets. So now they watching the videos and they like, damn, this is our end. So they gonna come down with great wrath now. Right? They coming down.
Think about like back in ancient Egypt, Moses with his staff.
Right?
This Pharaoh's left-hand priesthood.
Right.
So Esau with his left-hand priesthood is not sitting against right here in Yahweh Bashar Shai, being the prophets. We're not falling for your shit anymore, man.
That's right.
You gotta think about over all these centuries, we pretty much had just like Esau say something, we just had to believe it. We could never question anything that he say, or try to make us believe.
Right.
Now through the Spirit, now we tell you that we don't believe you no more.
Right. His news media.
Yeah.
He making you believe what he creating different narratives.
Right.
And you got now shit. Jake all on alternative news media. Right, your whole, you set this up for wickedness. But hell, Jake spreading the truth through it now,
That's right.
You ain't got Jakes who don't know what we know still sending like, you know what I'm saying? Sending truth through like, sending different videos on different stuff.
YouTube shorts.
Right.
Jake know about the so-called Illuminati, you know what I'm saying? And that was your power is that within the secrecy of the so-called Illuminati. That's why it was known as the shadow government. Now your so-called secrecy, pretty much the average Jake within this American society know about you. You know about your plans and your wicked agendas.
But only the righteous man gonna be able to stand in great boldness and call you out on this.
It says, verse 13 again, NLT, all the advice you receive has made you tired. Where are all your astrologers, those stargazers who made predictions each month?
Come.
Let them stand up and save you from what the future holds.
Right. Now let them stand up and save you from what the future holds. From the destruction, you know, from you going into captivity, from the Israelites rising, the true rulers of the earth. From all these other nations blowing America off the map.
Verse 14, but they are like straw burning in a fire. They cannot save themselves from the flame.
So it's like that. This is what the destiny is. You just like straw ready to be burned, and straw don't got a chance in the fire. All it be doing is popping.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just for real, just melting quickly.
You would get no help from them at all. Their heart is no place to sit for warmth.
Come.
All your friends, those with whom you have done business since childhood, will go their own ways.
All the other nations, they gonna go their own way. Everybody you've been doing business with, you know what I'm saying? So-called Chinese, Japanese, these Arabs, you know, no, they going their own way now. You know, they realizing who you really are.
It says, will go their own ways, turning a deaf ear to your cries.
Right. Just like you got Blinken over there, the Secretary of State, going over there trying to talk to them Arabs, you know what I'm saying, about the whole, you know, hoping the whole region don't get into this war. No. They playing, but it tell you all your allies have deceived you. You know what I'm saying? They coming against you. This the day they been waiting on. You want me to go back to that loop? You still want to go to that?
No, yeah, you can just jump straight to the
Strike part. You had something else up?
That's it.
I think it's 28 and 29.
48.
28 and 12 and 28. And then 29.
It's a 48.
Yeah, 48.
Oh, you come 48.
Start 46.
You start at verse where I left off. Verse 37. Luke 12 and 37. Blessed are those servants whom Yahweh Shem Shah, when he cometh, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them.
Right.
And if he should come in the second watch, or come in the third watch, and find them so, blessed are those servants.
Right. So no matter, we patiently waiting, you know, because like the scriptures say, though it tarry, wait for it, it will surely come, it will not tarry. So
We'll read that in the NLT too. Go ahead,
I'm good.
bro. Luke 12 and 38 NLT. He may come in the middle of the night or just before dawn. But whenever he comes, he will reward the servants who are ready.
Right, and they also stayed faithful. You know, no matter what time he came, no matter what year, what month, how long it's gonna take, or what's going on.
Right. Understand this. If a homeowner knew exactly when a burglar was coming, he would not permit his house to be broken into. You also must be ready all the time, for the Son of Man will come when least expected.
Right, it's keeping your eyes single too.
Right.
You know, because a lot of people they're not thinking about the return of Yahweh Shah. They're not connecting the dots. You know, you seeing all this uproar in the earth. You know, they talking about thermonuclear missiles flying off. You know, they talking about an economic collapse over here in America. They talking about new technology with new currency. Our people, they not connecting the dots. You know, but like I said, you blessed for those that you have eyes to hear. Eyes to see, ears to hear, and you understand that this is that time.
Measure the times diligently.
Yep. Yeah. 2 Ezra 9.
Verse 41 NLT. Peter asked, Lord, is that illustration just for us or for everyone? And the Lord replied, a faithful, sensible servant is one to whom the master can give the responsibility of managing his other household servants and feeding them.
Right. So basically, Yahushua said, only the elect is worthy to receive what I'm gonna give to them. You know, it's only for the elect. What he said.
And you think about it in the sense, like you say, if you go on a long journey, you leave your wife at home to attend to the house. You want her to stay, you know, attentive to the house, you know what I'm saying, not letting other men in, things of that sort, and waiting for your coming. So that's how Yahushua want to look at his bride when he comes back, you know, being faithful to him, not being involved with all these strange doctrines,
Right.
you know, being subscribed to the God of this world.
Not letting them persuade and sway their decision making.
Being seduced.
Being seduced.
Yeah.
Verse 43, KJV, blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Of a truth I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he hath.
Mm-hmm.
But if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens, and to eat and drink, and to be drunken, which I'm going to get that in the NLT. But what if the servant thinks, my master won't be back for a while, and he begins to beat the other servants, partying and getting drunk?
And these are those that know the truth.
Yeah. Prophesy to your congregation that, you know, Jacob's trouble is not coming. So that's delaying Yahushua is coming. Also in the 2 Peter it goes into about how when people say, where's the promise of his coming? You know, you see all these things happening around the world, you still trying to withhold Yahushua's second debut upon the earth by lying, you know, pretty much misrepresenting the scriptures into your congregation.
Right. Bullshit.
Verse 46, KJV and the NLT. The Lord of that servant will come in a day when he look not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in asunder, and appoint him his portion with the unbelievers.
Right. So you're going to die just like the rest of your people. You're going to be judged just like the rest of 2/3 of our people. You know, that's basically what the Lord said. And it's going to be worse. That's what he's going to go into now.
And that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes.
Right. You can read both of those in the NLT.
Come.
Sure.
In the NLT, Luke 12:47. And a servant who knows what the master's wants, but isn't prepared and doesn't carry out those instructions, will be severely punished.
Right, will be severely punished. And like I said, we can see different judgments that the Lord do to Jake now. That's lightly to the Lord. You know, that's basically like I just took him out in a light fashion. You know, and it's a heavy judgment to us. But the Lord said you're gonna be severely punished. So the Lord might have severe punishment from the time that the word, when he says a famine of the word, you severely being punished all the way up into those thermonuclear missiles, and then that's another severe punishment.
And the chariot's gonna be sending out laser beams.
Right.
You know?
So you getting burned by the missiles, and then you still getting blasted by the chariot. You a pile of ash, and your spirit's still there, and you feel everything.
Like this the book of Psalm 55 and start 22. Cast thy burden upon the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved.
Right.
But thou, O Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, shall bring them down into the pits of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days.
Right.
But I will trust in thee.
Right, and it start with these other nations, and it trickles on down to 2/3 of our people too. The Lord not gonna spare you. He not gonna allow you to enjoy your life and then punish you. Like the Lord is he gonna bring that judgment when that time comes. That judgment gonna come down in its rightful moment, and like the brother had started off with earlier, it's gonna be without mercy. When the Lord said Esau, if your judgment is to be destroyed by Esau in whatever fashion that he got for you, it's gonna be without mercy. And so on and so forth. But the Lord is not going to allow the elect to suffer that same fate in like fashion.
Luke 12:47 NLT. And a servant who knows what the master wants but isn't prepared and doesn't carry out those instructions will be severely punished. Verse 48. But he that knew it not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more.
You read that last verse in NLT.
This one right here?
Yeah, that last.
Luke 12:48 NLT. Someone who does not know and then does something wrong will be punished only lightly. If someone has been given much, much will be required in return. And when someone has been entrusted with much, even more will be required.
Right, so we've been entrusted with the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua and to teach the shepherd. Teach the sheep, of the shepherd. Be those shepherds to guide our people to Yahushua. That's the same lot John had, guiding the people, preparing the people for Yahushua. And like the brother said, we preparing them for the second debut of Yahushua. But for those that know, you have a lot more responsibility than those that don't know, because you was put in a position to lead the people. So it's gonna be much more required of you. If you're not doing your job, you're gonna be severely punished, because you have the Lord's people on the line. These ain't your people. These are people, but these ain't your souls to dictate who does what or whatever. These are the souls of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. So he gave us the positions to guide them to him. And it said those that didn't know and basically they live wickedly, it said they gonna be lightly punished, but they still gonna be punished. And again, going back to that video, what happened to that Jake? That could have been the Lord lightly punishing him. Ain't no telling what the.
Well, that could have been severe. He could have knew.
Yeah, that's why I said. That's why I said could.
That was
It
severe.
could have been.
Yeah, it could. That's a either way. God, that wasn't. That was like, Lord have mercy.
But we know it's gonna be a time like never before. So ain't no telling what the Lord got in store.
On verse 49, NLT. I have come to set the world on fire, and I wish it were already burning.
Right.
I have a terrible baptism of suffering ahead of me, and I am under heavy burden until it is accomplished.
That's all I had for that.
Right, but like, hey, Yahushua, he went into all that, letting them know, look, cause he was gone getting down. He really was gone, like getting it to him, getting him everything then, cause he knew his time was up. You know what I'm saying? He under heavy burden until he had to go through what he went through. So he was like, look, I'm finna go through what I gotta go through. But no matter how long it take, always walk like you ready, because you don't want to get caught slipping. You want to be ready to open that door immediately. When everything start happening, you want to be ready. Like you always say, you ain't gonna be able to turn on the faith when everything start happening. Your faith supposed to be building up now. Where it already be there, you know what I'm saying? You already have the faith when these situations start happening. You don't better click on no faith button, faith, no.
There's certain things you would have had to go to get to the level that you're gonna need for Jacob's trouble.
That's right.
Josh, you made a good point too earlier. You said like your house shot coming through that door, you'll be looking around trying
Right.
to find something.
Right.
So they'll wait.
Right.
Man, that's
That's
a
it.
good analogy, man.
You won't be able to open that door immediately. So that's it.
And on that note, we're going to close out. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakabadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers out there pushing this word, sincerity, and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there and keeping this word, sincerity, and the truth. Hey, shalom.
Shalom.
Form Yashala.
Form Yashala.
Bob.
Bob.